I have.
You can see the top of the house.
Oh, you can do street view and see the house.
There is no street view of my house.
Okay, not your house, but a lot of houses there is street view, which gets creepy.
Yeah. My old house, you can see my mom's car parked.
When I moved here, I used to look at my old house, and you could still see, for a year after we moved, you could still see our old car parked in my driveway. Yeah, I'm like.
The satellite view, like above, is like 3 years old. They don't update it.
Yeah, they have to
Google
get
Earth, if you download Google Earth, that's when they update it.
I sent it up there, so I'll call them for it. Cause he's, do you have the notes for this section though? Yes, and then, yep.
I did.
I will get the book back. I just saw Dell.
All this hurt more.
Hey, it's Jim.
Did you see the copies I left up there?
I've been there.
Did you do them? Thank you. Bye.
They were going to find a midpoint. I like the students.
I was surprised to see that, but.
I didn't know there was a midpoint.
What do you mean?
Like, I didn't know that there was an exact difference.
Well, if you think about it.
I don't think that's true.
Well, there's a sign, so it's gotta be true.
You can make a sign
there?
online.
I don't think so.
Right there?
Route 66.
I've been there.
See?
I've been there.
Ha.
Well, I know, okay, I know.
It's halfway
I believe
between
that it's a real
LA.
sign, but I don't think that was accurate.
Like the exact distance. is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
right.
Well.
Not at all.
Obviously it's not, if you went from
Just 'cause
LA
it's
or
I've been.
Chicago to LA.
Maybe if you flew,
Well, if you went from Chicago to LA.
why would they have a street sign?
Why would you
You're
go
supposed to
through
fly.
Texas, but on Route 66, it's the, you be quiet, it's a sign and it's real and your girlfriend says so, you be quiet.
I believe that the sign's real, but
Good.
I don't believe that it's right.
You can't lie on signs,
Yeah, you
it's
can.
illegal.
People do it all the time.
I don't think
Illegal.
it's
People lie on
1,139
television.
miles.
It's false advertising.
Government lies.
Yeah, it is.
I hate the government. I hate the
From the
government.
government.
Just for. We'll just say this is government. If we know we get better.
Oh, you need me to go back?
Yeah.
There we are.
So if we're like right here, we know our distance from here to here, we can find the midpoint, right? So that's what we're doing. We're just finding the average. So if I have two numbers, 2 and 4, what's the average? The average of 2 and 4. How did you get it? Thank you. So the average is just basically taking the two numbers and then you divide by 2. When it comes to midpoint, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. As the name says, the midpoint is just a point between the middle. So we're saying it's on the map, just halfway between 2 endpoints of the segment. For our purpose, we have coordinates. We have our x and y coordinates. Find the midpoint. Basically, what we do is, Ariel said, add this to something divided by 2. Basically, we're just taking the average of the x coordinates and then the average of the y coordinates. Another term for that would be the mean. So what's the value here? Take the mean, what's the mean, the average, the same thing. Just add the numbers and divide by 2. So the midpoint of the segment, in this example, we have coordinate x1 and y1. We want to go to coordinate x2 and y2. We want to find out what's the midpoint between these two segments. So we go right here, and she takes the average of the x coordinate and the average of the y coordinate. That one?
If Brittany was asking, couldn't you just count?
Like if you did a right triangle on there and you counted how many it was, would you just, if
Yeah.
You could.
Right here?
Uh-huh.
If it was graphed, if you saw it when, you know, you moved from end to end, you moved over 6, halfway would be over. And if it went up 10, halfway would be up. And you can if it's graphed. If you're given just data, like here's 2 data, 2 points, and you're just given the coordinates, if mathematically you have a good grip on it and can do it, you're basically doing the same thing. What number is halfway between? Sometimes the points aren't so nice. Mathematically this will work. You're just doing a variation of it. It absolutely works as well.
She's always thinking ahead because when you're doing 1 point here and 1 point here and you're asked to find that point, then your thought process is applied in that point. Well, I just have to ask for those worksheets. We're gonna work with these points. Here's an example. We have a point x, 9, negative 14y, x cubed is 3, y cubed is 4. So we're going to find the midpoint. Just telling you, it doesn't matter which one is your x1 and which one is your y. If you choose this one to be your x, you have to match it up with that one. So it doesn't matter whether it's x1 plus this one or this one plus this one. But if you start out with this one, then you have to start out with that one. With the y part.
With the negative. Be very careful.
So we take the average, the mean of the x coordinate, 9 plus 3, and then we divide it by 2. So that gives us 6. Our y coordinate is negative 14 and 4. And then we divide by 2. The coordinates of our midpoint would be 6 and negative 2. One common mistake is for students with reverse these. You have like the x, the y coordinate before the x coordinate. So we want to make sure that we always remember this x first, comma y. So Brittany, let me challenge you a little bit. So for this one, let's say we're going from A to B. Los Angeles, Chicago, and then this one is Adrian. So I'm at Adrian, and I know from here to here. Can I find our destination point?
Yep, you do have, or you, add itself, like, the 0.5, for the, for the egg. I think, I don't know.
Kind of more go with your theory that you had before.
Yeah.
The way you were thinking of the other one before.
You know, the first time you saw the point somewhere.
Alright, let me graph this real quick.
While she's doing that, can you also you can start thinking about it? My destination point is right here. I'm starting from here. Here's my midpoint. How do I know what the midpoint is? I know from here to here, but I don't know from here to here.
You just add the x's, divide by 2 and add the y's.
So I don't know the second x. I just know the first x.
What you were doing, Grace, would have found the middle between A and M. I'm saying, Mrs. Gigan said A is the beginning, M is the middle point. Where's your other N? What was that, Kiddo?
Why don't you find the other end?
That's what we're trying to do. How would you do it?
You would do measuring line, turn it, and then you both of them supposed to
Sit out loud.
I don't know.
You're very close.
It's on a graph, so you get the point.
Point.
This is what I got, but I don't even know if it's right.
The point is Z from the graph.
The x is
That's the
either.
big one. H, the x is H. Oh no, and then the y is.
Or you could,
Yes,
had
you
X,
could,
A, and C.
You could add 2 with 4.5 and then divide that by 2
why would you?
to get the coordinates, and then you would add 3 with 6 and then divide that by 2.
That would give me my midpoint right here. So what I want is.
What if you like
Times
it by
everything
2?
by 2. That's what I did.
Okay, so
Because if you multiply 3 times 2 it's 6, except 2 times 2 is 4 instead of 4.5. That's why I said either 8 or 9.
So you guys were saying, this is the formula, this is the midpoint formula. We're taking the average of x1 and x2 and then y1 and y2. Multiply this one by 2. Is that right? And then multiply this one by
I think what we're saying is add 4.5 and 2 together and then multiply that by 2.
Okay, so plus 4.5 as one coordinate, and then the other one will be
6 plus 3 and then multiply that by 2.
6 plus 3. Can someone give me this did you do that math already?
No?
Can you give me the coordinates? What did you get? Where are you, Nick?
Did you get 13, 15, 12?
What, 18 for the one to the right, and then
Yeah, 13.
and 18.
No, let's say this is point B, right? X2 and Y2. Can we check to see if we get this midpoint by adding the x coordinates 6 divided by 2 and the y coordinates divided by 2? Okay, let's see if those points actually will give us our midpoint. So we'll have what, 13 plus
2 divided by 2.
and then what?
18 plus 3 divided by 2.
What does that give us?
Those points.
Yep.
Do you get my midpoint?
What, 15
What a
on
great
right,
answer.
7.5.
15 over 2 is what?
7.5.
And then this one was what?
21 over 2 would be 10
Around 12.
11.5.
So, see?
I was close.
So this is really not our midpoint, right? Our midpoint is like 4.5 or 6, right? I like Ms. Schumer's method. What Brittany and
You're so good.
Grace using the same thought process is that I know x1, which is what? 2. I don't know x2, right? And then this is my B point coordinate. X1. Yeah. I mean my midpoint, sorry. This is my midpoint, right? And then we have.
Sorry. You're this close and you're thinking through process is good. Here's the difference. Midpoint is like me saying, Anthony, I need Anthony to start here and walk to Shell. Do you know when you're halfway there? If you, but I mean, in theory, if I told you to walk from here to Shell, do you know when you're halfway there? Yeah, I mean, in theory, we could find it out, right? This, what Mrs. Giuliana's saying is if I said, I need you to start walking that way on the trail. Start here at the school, A. When you're at the Shell station, you're halfway there. Can we figure out where you end up? Yes, and that's what we're doing just with coordinates. And so there's the difference. When you have two ends here in Shell, can you find the middle? Uh-huh. But what if I give you an end in the middle? Can we figure out where the other end is? Maybe. And think about that. How would you, if I told you, Colette, start in front of the school and walk to Shell, you're halfway there. How could you figure out where your other end is? What's the method you time yourself and say, hey, it took me 3.5 minutes to get to Shell. It'll take me another 3.5 minutes. What else could you do? And
Count your steps.
count your
Oh.
steps. It took me 500 steps to get to Shell, how much further do you have to go? Think about that with this. Use that principle that Brittany just stated, use that with this and see what you, try and merge them, if you will.
How did you go from A to B?
By walking.
Yes. How many steps did you, on the graph, how did you go from A to B?
That triangle.
Okay.
Lock it.
The remote's over there by you.
Oh, I don't have it, can you give me the
Which
little?
one is it?
The
The gray one,
Click
it's
still.
aim the still button at the projector, and I'll tell you, it's not still yet. Yep, you're good now. Yep.
So Brittany, draw a triangle down here? Okay.
You got 3, 3,
There you go.
4,
1, 2, 3.
and 4.
That's 3 and 3, not 4.
This is barely on the,
Oh, it's half and then 3 and
what did you add to two to get to that point?
Point
Right
five
there?
and 2.
2 and
Don't think multiply.
What did you add to two to get to 4.5?
There you go.
1.5? So this is my midpoint. Can I now find, how do I get from the midpoint to the other side? Add
There you
2.5
go.
and that would be?
7. 2.5. 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 2.5 is 1, so.
So I'll have a coordinate what? 7 and what?
9.
This is added 2.5.
Yeah, and the other one would be 3, so 9, 7 and 9.
Why is it 7? I added 2.
Because 2.5 plus 4.5 is 7.
Okay.
Four, yes, okay.
So I'll have like 7 and 9, right? And then that'll be my point B. If you wanted to use the formula grade, that stretching it a little bit, you'll have to do a little bit of manipulation. This works faster and easier because all you need to do is ask yourself, this is my midpoint. What did I do to, from this point to this point, what did I do to my coordinates? X coordinates I added 2.5. My Y coordinates I added what? 3. So from here to here, it's exactly the same thing I'm doing. I'm in the middle. So my X is
So on these ones, if I said each
So
of
this,
this end.
so basically
Yeah,
that's
the
what it
endpoints
is.
I'm trying to
The way you were thinking is this, and
And
that's a lot of math involved in it. You were saying, okay, x1 plus x2 divided by 2. I don't know x2, but I know x1, and I also know my midpoint. So basically what you would end up having is an equation like 2 plus x2 divided by 2. What's the x coordinate of that? 4.5? Right? And then 2 plus x2, what's 4.5 times 2? 9, right? And then x2 would be 9 minus 2, and that would be what? 7, and that's exactly what it is. So the formula is like pushing doing a little bit less math. So walk through the worksheets that you guys have, and I'll come around with this too and show you.
Does that make sense? And so, the top part, as you can see, is relatively easy, for lack of a better term. It's the bottom part that's more difficult.
next one will fit that.
So here's my midpoint, so we gotta, how do I go from maybe?
Otherwise, you will,
The bottom part is going to get the base.
bottom point, here's the end. Here's the midpoint, where's the other end? Anything about the midpoint. Your end is negative 5, base negative 3. How did you go from 5 to negative 3 mathematically, having a perspective?
How many?
That's halfway. So here you said you can count each step. I know I'm not gonna go from negative 3 minus the other 8. Where would I end up? Now, how did you go from negative 1 to 7? You added 8. Now it's halfway. Now you can duplicate that. I'm gonna add 8 again with 7 plus 8. And you're done. That's the easy way to do it. And then like if you wanted to check it, think about this. What's the point of 5, negative 1? What's the point of negative 3, 7? I start here, this is my halfway point. What's the point of negative 11, 16, 8 times to be the other end? Yeah. And so that's the easy way to look at it. It kind of goes along with that counting step, principle. I'll be sure that I guarantee. So, the top part is even separate from the bottom. There's no difference. On the top side, here's the middle side. Here's the middle. Take your x values, add them, and sum them up. Take 1 plus 3, or 2. 8 plus 10, divided by 2. 2 common out. That's equal. Done. It's that easy. It's that easy. To find the middle. How I check. Yeah. Down here, here's what's kind of like what we're doing. Here's your caption step. Here's the end. Here's the show station. It's the halfway point. Where's the other end? When you set it out, like you said, you can kind of count your steps. Let's count the exact steps. How did you go from a positive 5 to a negative 3? What did you do? How many? 7 or 8. That was halfway. So guess what I have to do again? What is negative 3 minus number 8? 3 minus 4. Minus the same as minus 3 plus 8. Right? This is 7.
You get out of here.
Negative 6 and negative 1.
But now we're not only counting this movement, we're also counting this movement. How did I go from negative 1 to positive 7? You added 8. That was halfway. So again, I have to add 8. So the 7 plus 8 is 8. You're done. I'm so pretty, but I always do.
If I had a negative
No, I'll do the price match, but I don't want to.
Then if it was negative
And I
7 and
argue point
negative
negative
1.
37. Here's the end, here's the middle. What's the point? Negative 11, 16, 8 times the other end. Yes, what was it? Yes.
Yeah, how do we get the,
Ooh, fraction.
term of fractions in the decimal since they're half and 1.5?
Yeah.
No,
I'm doing that.
That. Okay. The top part and the bottom 4 and the top 12 are different.
Great point.
The top, and you're already doing it. The top says, here's my 2 ends. It's kind of like if I give you the coordinates for the school.
What's half of 3?
The coordinates for the
1.5.
shell station is that from here to here, where's the middle? So what we're gonna do is take your x values, add them up, and divide by.
Yes.
Take your y values, add them up, and divide by. So let's look at number 3. I like it because it has negative. Let's add our x's. What is 2 plus negative 1? 1. What's half of 1? 0.5 or a half. So your coordinate here, you're gonna have a half. Now we gotta do our y. What is 3 plus a negative 5?
What?
Negative 2. What's half of negative 2? Negative 1. Done. And if you wanted to double check yourself, if visually you can kind of see where those points are, does that midpoint look like it should be in the middle? Yeah. And so the top is actually little bit different. Let's look at the bottom. The bottom switches it up. It's more like the one that was, that I had up here. Give me your first coordinate. Okay. Now what I'm telling you is this is the end, this is the middle. It's kind of like me saying, you're starting at the trail. When you get to the Shell station, you're now halfway there. Where are you ending up? Does that make sense? And so, Brittany was kind of right, when I was like, if I told you the Shell station is your halfway point, how would you figure out where the other end is? Remember that you can kind of count your steps? Without multiplying, we're gonna have a fact. Let's talk about your x value. How do you go from a 5 to a -3?
Walk backwards.
You take away 8. That's halfway, so guess what I have to do again? What is -3 minus 8? Okay, and then you're gonna say, okay, let's see how my y value is. I was at 1, and I went to 7. How do you go from 1 to 7? -1 to 7. You add 8. So guess what? That's halfway. Guess what I have to do again? And I think of it this way too. I'm going to double check myself. Sketch the point 5, -1. Sketch the point -3, 7. If this is the end and this is the middle, does -11, 15 make sense as the other end? Yes, it makes sense. Because again, here we're dealing all in a straight line. Everything moves linearly. We're not taking curves like a rule. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you had positive 11, 15, obviously that's not the case. They may be equidistant, but they're not ends of a segment. And so we're talking about a line. Does a line have a midpoint?
No.
Why?
Because it goes on forever.
Goes on forever. Does a ray have a midpoint?
Yes.
No, it's just one goes on forever. It has to be, as Shai said, it has to be a segment, which has 2 ends, from here to here. If I just tell you, start at the trail and start walking down that way, do you ever know when you're halfway done? Because I gave you a starting point, but if I don't give you an end, do you ever know when you're halfway there? No. But if I tell you walk from here to Walmart, we can figure it out. You need 2 endpoints to find the middle. And think about, if you're watching a movie and you don't know how long it is, do you know when it's halfway over?
Yes.
If you don't know.
Lies in action.
No. Depends on the type of movie. When in a movie, most of the time that is very much towards the end. It builds, and usually in the movie, that's when you have the end. You know what I'm
You gotta
saying?
have falling action too.
You'd have some, but
And
that the
and
falling.
resolution.
But the falling action and the resolution is actually in a movie generally quite short. They do a lot of building.
So the middle is the.
They do a lot of building, and then they end. They have the big climax of the movie, and then they do try and resolve it falling action, but that's usually short. Think of some of the movies. Did you see Avengers? No. You think about Avengers? Think about Harry Potter. But think about Avengers. All that stuff builds up, and there was action throughout, but then it had the big fight scene at the end, and then it was over. You know what I mean? All the 2.5 hours, about 2 hours with building, fight scenes, the end. Can you go to the Yeah, that's what we just did. Okay. Kind of. So the bottom part, okay, the bottom part is this. This is number. I really think we should start. I kind of do. Really should start this. How about you? No, sorry. I had to get tagged off and stuff. My husband didn't know they're old. And thank you.
The thing at math is about you.
I just have too many.
You probably have a closet full of shoes.
My mom has a closet full,
And I don't buy
she had to get
expensive
rid of
shoes,
two
like I
garbage
could probably buy
bags full of
good
shoes.
shoes and they'd last longer. I like having a lot more. I'm quantity over quality for shoes, I'd rather have more. And so I probably am back up to around 50 pairs.
So I think you can sit down there and ask a question.
I have like